A lot of people seem to think it's hard. It's not hard, you just have to be very patient with the glass and give yourself time to learn the skill. Glass is extremely versatile. You can use it cold and make beautiful things. You can heat it and make even more wonderful things. The colors that you have in glass, you can only get in glass or jewels sometimes. You can't get them in paint. You can only get them in glass. You don't actually cut glass, we break it. And I think that scares a lot of people. But it's someplace you can come and not be afraid to break glass, because that's the only way to get your pieces out. You don't cut it, you break it. The biggest difference between glass work and other forms of art. One is the material itself, glass itself. It's not a very forgiving material in one sense. If you make your cut wrong and it breaks wrong, you can't stick it back together. You can't, it's not like paint, you can't paint over it and make it good. You've got to recut it and start over. The sheer number of colors and materials and textures and levels of transparency that you can get with glass, I think are the biggest difference. You can't do that on a painted canvas. You can't, well, I can't anyway, get the blues and the depth of color and the depth of color in something that you can see through that you can with glass. It's not a hard medium to work in from the sense of anyone can do it if you're patient, but it takes a lot of time and a lot of experience and a lot of skill and a lot of talent to make the jump from being a hobbyist to an artist. And I do think that is one of the big differences with glass, is that for some reason people who work in glass, particularly flat glass, cold glass, are thought of as craftsmen a lot and not artists. They get categorized as craftsmen and not artists. And the hot glass workers are more likely to be thought of as artists than the cold glass workers. So I think that's one real big difference as an art form is you don't get thought of as an artist, you're thought of as a craftsman. As a profession, I think what I like is that you can make so many different things with the same basic material, and the fact that you can meet some really interesting people.